Lord Byron. Titan, to whose immortal eyes the sufferings of mortality, seen in their sad reality, were not as things that gods despise. What was thy piteous recompense? A silent suffering and intense, the rock, the vulture, and the chain, all that the proud can feel of pain. The agony you do not show, the suffocating sense of woe which speaks but in its loneliness. And then is jealous lest the sky should have a listener, nor will sigh until its voice is echoless. Titan, to thee the strife was given between the suffering and the will, which torture where they cannot kill. In the inexorable heaven and the deaf tyranny of fate, the ruling principle of hate, which for its pleasure doth create the things it may annihilate, refused thee even the boon to die. The rich gift eternity was thine, and thou hast borne it well. All that the thunderer wrung from thee was but the menace which flung back on him the torments of thy wrack. The fate thou didst so well perceive, but would not to appease him tell. And in thy silence was his sentence, and in his soul a vain repentance, an evil dread so ill dissembled, that in his hand the lightnings trembled. Thy godlike crime was to be kind, to render with thy precepts less the sum of human wretchedness, and strengthen man with his own mind. But baffled as thou wert from high, still in thy patient energy, and the endurance and repulse in thine impenetrable spirit, which earth and heaven could not convulse. A mighty lesson we inherit. Thou art a symbol and a sign for mortals of their fate and force. Like thee, man is in part divine, a troubled stream from a pure source. And man in portions can foresee its own funereal destiny, its rigidness and his resistance, his sad and allied existence, to which his spirit may oppose itself, unequal to all woes, and a firm will and a deep sense, which even in torture can descry its all concerted recompense. Triumphant where it dares descry, and making death a victory.
The poem that makes no sense at all. My hand grabs the pen. The pen reaches the paper. I can see ink gliding across the page, oh so gracefully. Yet I do not know what I am writing. Wait. Hold on. I see. Nothing. Thank you.
The poem I chose is Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley. I met a traveller from an antique land who said, 2 vast trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk a shattered visage lies, whose frowned and wrinkled lips and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocks them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear, my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my words, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains, round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level of sand stretched far away.
When You Are Old by William Potter Eames.
When you are old and grey and full of sleep, and nodding by the fire, take down this book, and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once and of the shadow deep.
How many loved your moments of glad grace, and loved your beauty with love all so true. But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you, and loved the sorrow of your changing face.
And bending down beside the glowing bars,
Murmur, a little sadly, how love fled,
and pace upon the mountain overhead,
and hid his face amid a crowd of stars.
Thank you.
Returning by Tammy. When I open the door and to reach the light switch, the world opens as it did each time. The garlic jar on the ledge, the ceramic cup holding cheese cutters and parking knife. Outside, a branch from an ash tree worries the window. It was a place where I knew. The drawer pulls, the feels of steps to the basement, the feels of cold cement. If I open the median cabinet, the lime is there as you lift it. It's well ordered, none of it fun. Thanks.
To wonder just exactly what this does to your beloved thought, it rots the sense in the head, it kills imagination dead. It clogs and clutters up your mind, it makes a child so dull and blind.
He can no longer understand a fantasy, a fairyland. His brain becomes a substance cheese. His powers of thinking rest and freeze. He cannot think, he only sees. All right,
You'll cry.
all right.
You'll say, but if we take the set away, what shall we do to entertain our darling children? Please explain.
We'll answer this by asking you what use the darling wants to do. How used they keep themselves contented before this monster was invented.
Have you forgotten? Don't you know? We'll say it very loud and slow.
They used to read. They'd read and read and read and read and then proceed.
To read some more great Scots gazooks when half their lives was reading books. The nursery shelves held books galore. The books were cluttered up the nursery floor.
And in the bedroom by the bed, more books are waiting to be read. Such wondrous fine fantastic tales of dragons, gypsies, queens, and whales.
In treasured isles and distant shores where smugglers rowed with muffled oars.
And pirates wearing purple pants, and sailing ships and elephants. And cannibals crouching round the pot, stirring away at something hot. It smells so good, what can it be? Good gracious, it's Penelope.
The younger ones had Beatrix Potter, with Mr. Todd, the dirty rotter, and Squirrel Nutkin, Pigling Bland, and Mrs. Tiggy Winkle Ant. Just how the camel got his hump, and how the monkey lost his rump. And Mr. Toad, and bless my soul, there's Mr. Rat and Mr. Mole.
Oh, books, what books they used to know, those children living long ago. So please, oh please, we beg, we pray, go throw your TV set away.
And in its place, you can install a lovely bookshelf on the wall. Thank you.
Grotesque and queerly huddled, contortionists to twist, the sleepy soul to asleep, rely all sorts of ways but cannot sleep. The wet wind is so cold, and the lurching men so careless, that if you should drop to a doze, winds fumble and men's feet is on your face.
Hello everyone. So today we'll be reciting a poem called Success by Clarence Thomas Amy. Okay. Not what we have,
But what we use,
not what we see.
but what we choose,
These are the things that mar or bless.
the sum of human happiness.
The things nearby,
Not things afar,
not what we seem.
but what we use,
These are the things that make or break.
that give the heart its joy or ache.
Not what seems fair,
But what is true?
not what we dream.
But good we do,
These are the things that shine like gems.
like stars in fortune's diadems. Not as we take,
But as we give,
not as we pray.
but as we live,
These are the things that make for peace.
both now and after time shall cease.
Thank you.
Sober for one, for what? For the word to budge. We spend summer propped up by each other stuttering. There's season here if you squint, and there is leaf in landscape, in the scarf of cup of colors, falling over familiar landmark, familiar trash, thing that lasts.
For you, O democracy, by Walt Whitman. Come, I will make the continent indissoluble. I will make the most splendid race the sun even shone upon. I will make divine magnetic lands with the love of comrades, with the lifelong love of comrades. I will plant companionship thick as the trees along all the rivers of America, and along the shores of the Great Lakes, and all over the prairies. I will make inseparable cities with the arm about each other's necks. By the love of comrades, by the manly love of comrades. For you, this from me, O democracy, to serve you, Mephem. For you I'm trilling this song.
Day and Night by James Stephens. When the bright tide of the day open on the dust to see mist and shadow fade away, and the sun shine merrily, then I leave my bed and run out to frolic in the sun. Through the sunny hours I play, when the stream is wandering, plucking daisies by the way. And I laugh and dance and sing, when birds fly here and there, sing on the sunny air. When the night comes cold and slow, and the sad moon walks the sky. When the whispering wind says, "Boo, little boy," and makes me cry. By my mother I am led home again and put to bed. Thank you.
Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears, looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the meanest of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait's the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Thank you.
The Hinge by Sinfield. My brother is still alive and living in Fresno. All day he stares at the dead bodies of automobiles. In his garage, it isn't a prison he'd wish himself free of. I visit him, dragging my boxes of books and a wasp behind me. We are walking out of the city into the white flame of desert. Not unlike the desert fathers walking out in the Sinai, my brother carries his briefcase loaded in icons and dollar bills. He's wearing Larry Leif's shiny suit and black leather boots. I'm wearing a pale gown of some bleached flowers. We are talking about resurrections. We are walking dead into it, leaving the world and its sweet chorus of horrors behind. There's no city but the city within. There's no door but the door to simple wisdom. We walk, dumb as newborns, into the tremendous and endless blessing. Thank you.
Phenomenal Woman
by Maya Angelou.
Pretty woman, wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to fit a fashion model size. But when I tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me.
I walk into a room just as cool as you please. Enter a man, the fellows stand, or fall down to their knees. They swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally.
Phenomenal woman,
that's me.
The Garlic by Bert Myers. Rabbi of condiments, whose breath is a verb, wearing a thin beard and a white robe. You who are pale and small, shaped like a fist, a synagogue, bless our bitterness, transcend the kitchen into sweetened death. Our wax in the flame, and our seed in the bread. Now my parents pray, my grandfather sips, and my uncle fills my mouth with ashes. Thank you.
The Road Not Taken, Robert Frost. 2 roads diverge in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth.
Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, so as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same.
And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubt if I ever should come back.
I shall be telling this with a sign, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverge in the woods, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Thank you.
Life by Sedman Saki. When death is the only certainty of life, life is just a bit too short for regrets. Let's live while we are alive. Let's live and not just survive. Thank you.
Laughter. A little bit of
Laughter.
a little bit of tears, a little bit of
Happiness.
a
little bit of
fears. They say happiness is the best medicine.
And that's okay to shed a tear.
Happiness is a great feeling.
And fears makes you stronger. Enjoy the laughter.
Release the tears.
Embrace the happiness.
Forget the tears.
Enjoy every moment you get. Regret nothing. And always remember.
Laugh.
Thank you.
I Wander Lonely as a Cloud by William Wordsworth. I wander lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shine, I twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretch in never-ending line, along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tilting their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside the dance, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay. In such a jocund company, I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon the inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills, and dances with the daffodils. Thank you.
Never give up, never lose hope. Always have faith, it allows you to cope. Trying time will pass, as them always do. Just have patience, the dream will come true. So put on a smile, you will live through your pain. Know it will pass, and strength you will gain. Thank you.
If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head with all about you and losing there and blaming on you. If you can trust yourself when no man doubt you, but make allowance for the doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor too wise. If you can dream and not make your dream your masters, if you can think and not make thought your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth and you spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stop to build them up with worn-out tools. If you can talk with crowns and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, but still have the ability to come and touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men come with you, but know too much. If you can feel the unforgiving minutes to 16 seconds worth of distance run, you are the earth and everything that in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son.
In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row and row. Then mark a place in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce amid the guns below.
We are the dead, short day ago. We lived, fell down, saw sunset glow. Loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Field.
Take a quarrel,
to physical fall. To your one failing hand, we shall the touch be yours to hold it high. If he break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep. Through poppy glow in Thunderfield. Thank you.
Stopping by Woods on a Stony Evening by Robert Frost. Whose wood are these? I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping there to watch his wood fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkness evening of the year, he gave his harmless bell a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and down leaf flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promised to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverge in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveller. Long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bends in the undergrowth, and took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it's grassy and wanted wear.
Though I saw that passing there, had worn there really about the same, and both the morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. I doubt if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence.
Two roads diverge in the wood, and I chose the one less traveled by,
and that has made all the difference.